Good morning. How's everybody doing? Welcome to another 5 minutes of recovery. As always, my disclaimer, I'm not a professional speaker. I don't represent any specific 12-step fellowships. I'm just here sharing my experience, strength, and hope in the hopes that maybe someone will see one of my videos and seek help. Because as always, there is help and there is hope. If a guy like me could get and stay sober a day at a time, no reason why anybody watching these videos can't do the same. And so with that, let's jump right in. Today, what I like to talk about is I want to do some workshops on the steps. And so like the way that I go through the steps is my sponsor took me through the steps. We sat down every week. We went through this book. It's a big book. So we studied it, and the instructions for doing the steps are in it. And so we followed through and went through the step process. And in turn, what I do now is I take other guys through that same process. And what that does for me is that enables me to continue to work the steps in my life, to check myself and make sure that the things that I'm studying and teaching newer guys that are coming in, that I'm practicing myself, because I don't ever want to be a hypocrite, right? And so with that being said, I'll start by let's talk about the first couple of steps, right? So step one, it talks about we are powerless over alcohol and drugs or whatever you want, and our life has become unmanageable. And so powerlessness and unmanageability, those are two things that we need to identify in order to recognize the fact that we accept step one in our life. And so they're two separate things. So being powerless over something and then your life being unmanageable could be two separate things. And so for a lot of people, they have a hard time with the second part of step one because they don't see unmanageability, because maybe they still have a job, maybe they still have a house, but alcohol or drugs are starting to become a problem. So for me, I didn't really have much of a problem with the step, because the truth of the matter is that my life was unmanageable because I had institutions managing it for me, right? So the second part of that step was real easy. But I think the whole key to this step about being powerless, admitting that we're powerless and that we don't have the power, like we lost the power to control our drinking and drugs, because if not, we would just still be out there drinking and drugging. And if you're brand new and you're still struggling with the obsession, just keep coming, keep showing up at meetings. It'll get better. But the thing is to get the powerlessness from your head to your heart. And that's the most important thing, because for me, like, I knew that I was powerless over alcohol and drugs, but then I still picked them up again and again. And it wasn't until that I was in enough pain that I was willing to completely surrender and just accept the fact that I can't put one of anything in my system, was I able to get step one from my head to my heart. So I hope that's helped a little bit of a insight into step one, and a little bit about step two. So step two, when we talk about step two, came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. So remember, we're talking about a power that's greater than us. So it's not us. So that goes back to the God question, right? And oh no, he's going to talk about God. So when I talk about a power that's greater than me, I'm talking about a God of my own understanding. I get to choose what that is. And in the beginning, that power could be anything as long as it's not you. Because by this point, my life has been a mess, and I have no control over anything. So I need to get a power that's greater than me, that will restore me to sanity. And when we talk about sanity, I'm not talking about the insane things that I do when I'm drinking and drugging, because we all do insane things when we're not in our right state of mind. I'm talking more so about the insanity of drinking and drugging and then stopping and maybe drying out for a little while and then forgetting the pain and misery and all of the stuff that happened in the past and thinking that it's okay to pick up a drink again. Like that. And or with any behavior, right? You get away from doing something and I believe God removes it from you. And then all of a sudden you get an idea one day, oh yeah, I could do that. That's not a big deal. And you forget about all the pain and misery that that accompanied that behavior and that drinking and that drugging before. You forget it, you completely forget about it, like it doesn't even enter your mind. And I believe that that's the true insanity that they're talking about in step 2. So, and we need to come to believe in a power that's greater than ourselves. So for you guys that are brand new, like in the rooms, right? You go to a meeting, there's a whole bunch of people in the meeting, and they're staying, we stay sober together. I can't do it by myself. So that's a power greater than yourself, you know? Like I was always taught, and I'll say it again, like get a piece of paper out. If you could choose whatever power greater than you that you wanted, whatever God you wanted, then write down on that piece of paper what that would be. And you could start with that. So like the main thing, like coming to believe that a power greater than ourselves can restore us to sanity. The main thing is that we believe that there's a power that's greater than us, and we recognize the fact that it's not us, right? And so I hope that was helpful with step 2. And so now let's talk about step 3 a little bit. So step 3 is we made a decision to turn our will and our life over to the care of God as we understood him. So there we go with that power, right? So we got a belief now, and so now we need to turn our will and our life over to that belief, right? Over to the God of our understanding. So all that it says made a decision. It doesn't say anything more. So we make a decision. And so what I was told, and that what worked really well with me is make a decision to go through with the rest of the steps. Just make a decision and a commitment to yourself that you're going to really give yourself a chance and go through the rest of the steps. And by doing that, you're making a decision to turn your will and life over to the care of the God of your understanding. And I really believe that sums up step 3. Like if you're willing and you're open and you're honest, those are the 3 things that you need to move on with the rest of the program. And if you're able to do that, then your life is going to change and your life is going to get better. So that was a quick breakdown of the first 3 steps. And I'm looking forward in the following weeks to go over the rest of the step process and share some of my insights with it. And if you're brand new, I hope that this is helpful to you. So if you like my videos, as always, please like, subscribe to the channel, share it. You know, the more that the more likes and the more subscriptions and the more that people share this, the more we could get it out to people that really need it. So I hope I said something that helped somebody, and you guys have a great week, and I will catch up with you next week. See ya.